Hello everyone, welcome back to XNVR. I'm Christian, and in this video I wanted to go through a game that's been around for a while, and as you can probably tell from the character levels, I have been playing it for some time. Elder Scrolls Online, and this is a game that I do very much love. I have played it a lot, probably more than any other MMO actually over the last well, probably over the last decade. I've played it more than any other. And it's still being updated this year. There is another large update coming out with new areas to the game. And this is this is a game that's already extremely feature rich with vast areas for you to explore and loads of activities. God knows how many quests. And I just wanted to basically run you through the game, show you how it's looking, and obviously if people want to see more, just let us know down in the comments and we'll try and do a series on it. My partner actually does play this game a lot, far more than I do, because I play obviously a multitude of games. She only plays this one, and that means that she is a far higher level than me, and she also knows the game better than me. So it potentially, I might be able to convince her to even join in, so I can show you a bit more of the group content. This character, this is my main. This is a high elf, magicka, Templar, vampire. And the combination of all those things gives me a pretty eclectic skill set. In fact, there is not much in the game that I can't do solo. Obviously, that's not the way it is for a lot of players. You know, you do need to play it quite a lot, get to know the game fairly well, and... Alright, calm down. Reach a fairly high level before you'll be able to solo most of the content. I mean, there's only a few things that I can't really do, and those are things that are built to be group events. So first, let's just have a look around. As you can probably tell, very pretty game. Given how long it's been out, the look of it has held up really well, and I think that's probably due to the fact that they regularly do update it, and that includes fixing graphical bugs and implementing things like better lighting. As you can see by looking up there, the lights and the shadows are all pretty detailed and end up making the world look a lot better, even though when you look closely, I mean, these rocks, the textures aren't anything spectacular. The ground textures are, if I go into first person, you can see pretty basic. A little bit dated, like something you would have seen in a far older game. But when you combine that with really good lighting, the game actually ends up looking pretty damn good. As long as you don't inspect things too closely. Also, I probably wouldn't recommend playing the game in first person. I get it if you're really into the single player games like Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim. The idea of playing this MMO in first person might be quite attractive. I get that. At the same time, it's really difficult to play. I tried working my way through some of the arena content. In first person, and because there are certain enemy attacks which will put an area of effect on the ground, you can't see it because you're not viewing the wider scene, and you die a lot. But also, I wanted to use this character not only to show you sort of more interesting combat with regards to the animations, the skills available, but also due to the fact that this character has unlocked way more areas to fast travel to. So I can show you a larger portion of Tamriel. So where we are right now is the Reach. So over here's Markarth. Oh yes, also introduced in a lot of the Skyrim content was access to Blackreach. People who know Skyrim will know about Blackreach. It's a vast underground area which was, in my mind, pretty heavily based on the Underdark from Dungeons and Dragons. It even looks similar. But yes, so here we are in the Reach. Obviously up north we have Western Skyrim where you'll find Solitude. There's a big portion of Skyrim missing. And then Eastmarch and the Rift. So there's still more for them to add. But in this year's DLC, they're actually leaving Skyrim and going down to southern Cyrodiil. And they're going to sort of give us some more areas down in the south. Which is a good idea, I think. If you just gave us all of one country or region in a single hit, you'd kind of get burnt out on it. Whereas this way, they kind of stagger the release, so that you can really enjoy the whole world without getting information overload of nothing but Skyrim, nothing but Skyrim, nothing but Cyrodiil, nothing but Cyrodiil. But yeah, I'm just trying to think where I should take you to show you next, because where I am in Skyrim is kind of the southern part where it's a bit greener, a bit warmer. Just might go a bit faster if I use my mount. My lovely Halloween mount that I picked up last year. Go away, Shrine. Now, this is one of the... yes, this was actually in the base game. And one thing you will notice when you play the game through, the areas that were in the base game are a little less complex, a little less spectacular than what was added later, obviously due to fewer restrictions on development, more money being thrown at the project, maybe different people involved in the design. And don't get me wrong, I think it's a desert. It's supposed to be vast and barren, and it does that very, very well. At the same time, it can look a little bit boring. And then, say if we go from here... Why did I run all the way over here? I have no idea why I did this. So I want to take you first, give you a quick look just around Tamriel, show you what the game world looks like. If you haven't played this game already, if for some unknown reason you've been holding off from playing this game, why, first of all. So let's head to Murkmire. Murkmire looks really, really good. Yeah, let's go to Lolmath. Yeah, God knows why you wouldn't have tried, because they regularly have free ESO Plus events where, yes, you will still have to buy the base game, but you'll have like a week of being able to play with the ESO Plus, which is like their premium membership. And it's pretty cheap, it doesn't cost a lot, and it does give you a lot of perks. Not to say you couldn't play this game without it, but if you try ESO Plus, you will never be able to go back to just playing for free. It completely ruins it for you. But even just the free play, if you go into the game and you don't have ESO Plus and you just get to know the game like that, you can still have a really great time and really enjoy it. So this is Murkmire, where we're likely to find a lot of Argonians. Now this place, I did notice for a while after its release. I mean, I use a fairly decent computer. And even so, I used to have frame rate issues there. And I think there was maybe some sort of error in their coding or optimization, which just meant it was a nightmare to run the game at high settings in place. There are many different environments for you to enjoy and play in. And since a few years back now, they released the 1 Tamriel update, which changed the way the game played vastly, because it removed all leveled areas, meaning that you didn't have to reach a certain level before you could progress to a different area. Obviously, it would make it easier if you followed the story quest and it would take you to all of these places. But now, if you want, you could start the game somewhere and then just start running off in a certain direction, because everything is leveled now. Everything scales. It doesn't matter where you go; it will be correct for your level, and that includes not only the enemies that you're fighting, but also the loot that drops. So it really does not matter where you start the game, how you choose to play. You can play this however you like. Obviously, I could go into a lot of the class things, but I feel like there are already plenty of video guides out there that will do that for you. What a lot of them don't do, however, is give you a good broad look at the game, which is what I'm planning to do today. It's a very fun game. It is huge. There is tons of content. I mean, it will take you a long time to work your way through absolutely everything, because even I haven't done everything. Because you'll find something you really like one of the arenas that you can complete, be it a group content or solo, and you'll end up spamming that for a week just trying to farm certain equipment sets, and so you end up not really doing a whole hell of a lot else. Not because you feel you have to, but just because you're having fun. And that's a really important thing. The fact that they opened up the entire game for you to play however you want and have as much fun as you like in whatever area you like. That, I think, was a major, major improvement over the base game. Because when this initially released, a lot of people did not like it at all. And I can kind of understand why. I loved it from the get-go, but with Elder Scrolls stuff, I'm very easy to please. I'm very forgiving of the Elder Scrolls series. So even if you're worried, well, you know, the game's been out a long time, I'm pretty late to the game, am I going to be able to get into it? Yes, most certainly. Because there's always new things to do, and it doesn't matter if you're just starting the game or you're a veteran. It's going to be, you know, just as doable for a new player because of the 1 Tamriel, the scaling. It's going to be harder for those who are already max level and easier for those who have only just begun their journey. Oh look, Sky Shard. Now, coming from old school MMOs where you would have 3 or 4 hotbars, all with 10 slots on it, that you could have each and every skill, plus a shed load of items, and your mount, all ready to go on your hotbar. This game was made to be compatible not only for PC, but also for console, meaning you couldn't have that. It just simply doesn't work. And you couldn't have it different for PC and console, because that wouldn't have been fair on the different player bases. I get that. I get why it was done. It does irk me from time to time, because I think, well, I have all these amazing skills, but I can only use 5 at a time. What the hell? But as my girlfriend keeps pointing out to me, this does inspire creativity in that you have to come up with the best possible combination to make your character as effective as possible. And I suppose it is a little bit unfair saying that you only have that small skill bar. What's taking so long? I'm doing a review, that's what's taking so long. You do have multiple weapon sets. So you have 2 weapon sets. For the first 15 levels, you only have access to 1, and then I'm pretty sure it's at level 15 you get access to the second set, so you can switch between weapons. I have on my main front bar, that's my attack skills. So that is for offense, and then on the back bar, I have a healing staff, which gives me access to healer skills, or weapon-specific healing skills. But then, because I'm a Templar, I do also have my own class healing abilities. So my back bar I keep for if I'm playing in a group and I need to, you know, support, heal, keep people alive. It's all good. But then on my front bar, primarily for when I'm playing the game solo, I very rarely switch off of my front bar because the way I've chosen my skills gives me plenty of self-healing, defense. I can stun my enemies and dish out quite a lot of area of effect damage. But then when you go into your actual skills, there are loads. So each class has 3 different skill trees. And then you'll have a selection of skills in each tree for different sorts of builds. So for this I have 2 offensive skill trees and then my Restoring Light, which is all just healing and buffing skills. Then you have weapons. So as you gain proficiency with weapons, you'll gain access to new skills with them. Obviously, you have to be equipped with those weapons skills, but that's fine. That's cool. What this also means is that, say, I could have on my front bar my destruction staff, and then on the back bar I could have like a 2-handed sword, or a sword and shield, or dual wielding daggers or something like that, and have a whole skill set just for that bar. You can really build your character however you like. There are many guides on how to build the most effective characters, and I suppose they are extremely handy, but I mainly use those just for a starting point. I will, find the one that suits me the best, try it out, but then whatever irritates me, I'll just change it. You don't have to stick to these guides. Yes, these people make a living creating the most meta effective builds. At the same time, it doesn't matter all that much. What matters is how you want to play and how much you enjoy the game. So this is Murkmire. Rant over now. An extremely visually interesting place. Not the prettiest place, but definitely one of the more visually interesting areas of the game. And obviously, I don't want to show you too much, because the whole point of these games is to explore and discover things, be wowed by things, and I don't want to ruin that for you. So I'm just going to give you a little taste of certain areas. So far, we've seen Southern Skyrim, we've seen the Alakit Desert, we've seen the marshlands of Murkmire. Now, perhaps I should head off to my character's homeland and show you the Summerset Isles. Now, this place is very picturesque and very pretty and bright. And we're going to start off in Alanor, the main city of Somerset. Ooh. For a long time, this was actually where everyone would gather. As soon as you rocked up in the city, there was just throngs of people. It's not so much the case now. That seems to happen more in Solitude after all the Skyrim content came out. And then that's going to change after this new area comes out. Not very long from now, actually. It's not very far away, where we'll be going to Southern Cyrodiil. Oh my god. My loading screens take forever. I don't know why this is. Maybe it's because I'm using a hard drive instead of SSD, but this is not indicative of the game, because my girlfriend's game loads really bloody fast. But I think my hard drive's just on its way out, so I may end up having to buy a new one. So this is Alanor. Very lovely. Very nice place. I'd say it's a nice place. It's full of high elves, so The attitude of the people isn't particularly great, but it looks nice. Okay, so Summerset Isles, lots of cherry blossom, verdant, vast verdant areas of hillsides, and just very lovely, very nice, pleasant looking place. In fact, that for a long time this was my girlfriend's favourite area of the game. I'm not entirely sure if it still is, but it's definitely some place she enjoys coming to. And also, I mean, there are a lot of things, like, apparently I've never been to Allenor Docks, even though I've completed the full story quest for this area. So it's not just a case of rock up, do the quests, you've done everything, move on. Even after you complete all the story quests, there's shed loads of side quests to do, and a lot of them require you to go exploring just to find them. Which is nice. Definitely very nice. Ooh. A thieves' trove. Bit pardon edict. Bit gold and some lockpicks. I'll take that for free. Thank you very much. So, as you'd expect with an Elder Scrolls game, a lot of the things that you could do in the single player doesn't quite translate over. But all the lore is the same, and they wanted to pack in as many of the MMO-friendly features, or MMO-friendly versions of features from the Elder Scrolls games. So you do have the Thieves Guild, who you can go and do daily quests for, and they also have a whole story arc for the Thieves Guild. There's the Dark Brotherhood, likewise, loads of daily quests and other various things you can do for them, as well as a central story quest. There's the Fighters Guild, there's the Mages Guild. There's also a different one, which I'm not sure, I can't remember ever seeing in the games before. Mind you, I only played Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. I didn't play the games before that. But there is the Undaunted, and the whole focus of them is to go and do dungeons. So I'm guessing that was added for the MMO, but I could be wrong. But the Undaunted, they'll not so much a story quest for them, more just a little starter quest of this is who the Undaunted are, this is why they're in the game. Off you go do dungeons with people. Oh, alright, calm down. So yes, you can live life as a upstanding paragon of virtue. You can be a bit of a tearaway, roguelike thief. You can be a utterly despicable assassin.
Drat! Which one could he possibly be?
Exactly! Which one could he possibly be? We just don't know. You can be whatever you want. Okay, so I suppose for an introduction to the game, just like a little taste of what you can expect if you wanted to play. If you like the Elder Scrolls series, I get it. There was a lot of detractors when this game first released. And don't get me wrong, it's Bethesda. There's bugs. But at the same time, it is infinitely better than it was when it first released. What's this? Ah. Right, I can't go in there. That's obviously a side quest thing. Right, or a main story quest, which I can't access again. But yes, there are many people who still put the game down, saying, oh, it's nothing like the other Elder Scrolls games. Well, yeah, it kind of is. It has all the same lore. It has, you know, a lot of the same feel. It feels like an Elder Scrolls game. But obviously they had to change the way the game played to make it viable as a MMO. So it's enjoyable story, vast game, looks wise, really, really holding up well considering the age of it. And even if you have something against subscription models, you can just pick up the game and play it indefinitely for free. I wouldn't recommend it because I really enjoy the ESO Plus experience, but that's probably because I have played with ESO Plus for a while, and if I try going back to the free to play, it would just I wouldn't be able to do it. It is greater in every way that matters, in every way that you would expect the game to be improved for paying a subscription. It is improved. I mean, obviously not anything graphically or, you know, feature wise. You still have access to every skill in the game, every activity. Like, you know, you're not limited to you know, being able to only do a certain amount of dungeon runs in a day or something like that, but you get better inventory management. You get a slight increase in pretty sure you get a slight increase in XP. It's been so long now I can't quite remember. But yes, the game is improved in a multitude of ways having ESO Plus. So I would definitely recommend it, but it is not mandatory. You can just play the game without paying a subscription. And have a very good time as well.
I could use a break.
We'll take a break then. Okay, so I think that about does it for this video. Obviously, if you want to see more of Elder Scrolls before you make your decision, just let me know. I'll show you even more of the game. In fact, what I may end up doing anyway is showing you some of the more event content and dungeons, just so you can kind of see how that works. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay? Well, thank you very much for watching. Please, if you did like this video, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and definitely leave us a comment if there's anything you want to check out from this game, because I have access to everything. I've got all the areas unlocked. I can check out anything you want to see. Just let me know. Okay? Thank you very much. And I shall see you in the next video. Bye!